Thanks for staying with us. So, about a month or so ago, we took a story concerning a very popular Lagos doctor who was accused of allegedly molesting an underage girl. And this story was broken by Damilola, Princess Comedian, and it went viral, and we discussed it on the show. Today, we have the opportunity to speak to his wife, who started these allegations, and she was willing to speak to us on this story to hear our own side of the story, because the case is yet to go to court, and we're still trying to ensure that justice is served. So to join this conversation, we have Remi Olaleye with us. Good morning, madam. Are you there?
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much
everybody.
for joining us. Right. So the story as we know it is that your husband, you started up the story where your husband is being accused of molesting a young girl, according to you, that lives in your house, is your niece. And since that time, we've had issues of the case going to court because according to the reports, the police say they're still waiting for the legal department of the police to come up with their findings and then take the case to court. But let us hear the story from the beginning, from you, and let us know exactly what transpired that led to the point where you had to come out to share the story to the public.
Thank you, Morayos, and good morning again to the ladies of the View.
Morning.
Thank you for reaching out. It's this has been the most difficult decisions and situation I've ever had to find myself in. I've been married to Doctor for 12 years, and if the people that know us know that, I mean, in court, we do have a good relationship. So when I hear allegations of setup, it beats me. How would I set up the father of my children that I gave 12 years of my life? This child in question is my niece. She's the daughter of my cousin, who as at December 2019 was living with my late mother, who is a grandmother to her. So when my mother passed away in 2019, we got to read her will. And my mother in her will had this child as number one priority on her will, that this is a decision she has decided that we should follow through with this child's education and ensure that everything she has put on that will concerning that child should be met. Okay. So we had the family meeting, and we decided that, okay, she was coming to stay with me. And prior to that, this is a very good child. This child practically, my mother practically died in the hands of this child and I. So this is a child I personally have a soft spot for. Okay. So she started living with us immediately after my mother's funeral in 2020. And she started living with us February 2020. Unknown to me, during the lockdown, which was March 2020, Femi started abusing this child. He initially introduced that to pornography, which much she said to us, from pornography to oral sex, from oral sex to the main thing. And the one that kills me most is that this thing went on under our roof, our matrimonial oath, for 18 solid months without me knowing. I'm not a useless mother. This child sleeps in the same room with my children. I have a daughter, I have a son. They sleep in the same room. And this is what this man does. He goes to the child room, which my friend and I sleep on the same bed, in the same room. I notice sometimes that he wakes up in the middle of the night. I say, oh, well, you're not sleeping. He said, oh, he can't sleep. He wants to go and watch documentary in the study. I said, okay. I mean, I cannot be training a grown man. I wouldn't have thought that for a child that calls you daddy, you would do such a thing to her. You wake this child up in the middle of the night, take her to, I have 16 cameras in the home. I'm a mother. I have domestic staff, so I put those cameras there to check on what is going on in the home. There are 2 places in the home where I didn't put cameras, which Femi himself insisted. The study and the ante room downstairs. He said to me, oh, is this house the damn barrack? Why are you putting cameras all over the place? I said, I have children. So I need to know. He said, no, I shouldn't put cameras in his study and the ante room. My dear sister, this is where this man takes this child to defile her. Let me save you.
Let me ask a question. Was it that the girl confessed to you, or you found out by the camera, or something happened? How did you know this was happening?
Okay, I didn't. This is the thing. I didn't even find out by the camera, and I said to myself, what kind of sleep have I been sleeping for 18 months? And here's the thing. I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 soon. This man gives me. He claims he gives me some aspirin to avert sudden heart attack or what have you. It now occurs to me that this man probably must have been giving me something else. Because everyone that knows me knows I'm a doting mother. This is how I found out. Sometime in November last year, Femi was out of town. He went to a hospital. And I'd been noticing some behavioral changes in this child. And I thought, oh, my dear, you know you can talk to me. Are you having boyfriends? He said, no, mommy, you know. So this particular day, I was sick. I had some appendicitis bout. And I had some assistants in the house. And I'd already told this my child that whenever we have male assistants in the house, I don't want you disappearing. So I sent someone to call her. And as she was coming up with a frown. And I said, oh, well, is anybody bothering you downstairs? She said, out of reflex, she just hissed. I said, what happened? Who are you? This is a normally respectful child.
Yeah.
Why are you hissing? She said, I don't know. I said, come, why are you hissing? I said, come near me. What is the problem? She just hissed again. So I smacked her. I was not feeling fine. I had an appendicitis operation I just did. It took every strength in me. I beat her. I said, I've told you, there's something biting you. What is wrong with you? You know, I beat her. She cried. She said, Mommy, I will tell you later. So she didn't tell me that day. So the following day, Femi came back from his trip. And the little ones, my little children, went to meet him. I said, oh, Daddy, you have to talk to X. She was rude to Mommy yesterday, but Mommy beat her. I think she's beginning to be rude these days. What is this man supposed to tell me? Oh, my dear, what happened to you and your daughter while I was not around? No. He went straight upstairs to the room. You know, in his mind, guilt. He thought probably I beat the child because I had known. And I hadn't known anything then. So he went straight upstairs. He did screenshot a CCTV footage where I was beating this child and forwarded to the lawyer. The lawyer, being the family friend, forwarded the CCTV footage to me that what's going on. I said, I don't know. I beat my child, my niece. I don't know why he's sending CCTV footage to you. So he came downstairs, went straight to this child's room, and said, oh, Pele, my dear, my wife is an animal. My wife is an animal. Why did she beat you like this? You know, trying to, later was when we realized that he thought I had known. So he was trying to play the game with the child, playing on the child's psyche. Oh, my wife is an animal. I thought, why would she beat you like this? If she were in England, they would have arrested and blah, blah. The child was trying to explain that I was rude to Mommy. He said, no. So he now called my little children to come and apologize to my niece on my behalf. So that was when the little children were like, Daddy, no. Our sister was rude to mommy.
Right.
That's why she spanked her, you
Right.
know.
So because of time,
yeah.
because of time, Remi, let us know, how did you now find out? Because of time.
Okay. So I'm getting there. So I went to him. I said, "This is not normal. Why are you doing this? Why are you scolding, trying to rubbish me in front of this child?" So he said I should get out. And I said to you, "Well, I don't know what is biting." I said to him, "I don't know what is biting you, but whatever is biting you, God will expose you." The next minute he said to me, "What can you say?" The worst you can say is that I'm sleeping with her. Yes, I'm sleeping with her. What can you do about it?
Whoa.
He said that to me face to face. Within a split second, I said, "Well, don't shout. So this is an essence. Don't let the other people hear what you are saying, because this is clearly not normal." Before I could say Jack Robinson, he told my niece to pack her things, that he is taking her out of the house. So he took my niece out of the house himself. Of course, he took her out of the house so that he can probably threaten her the more, to say, don't say anything. So unfortunately for him, maybe it was one thing where he's taking the child to. He took the child to my mom's sister. So when they got to my mom's sister was like, "This is not normal." So by the time he left, she talked to the child, and the child eventually told her all that has been going on for the past 18 months.
All right, let me get a few more questions for you.
Okay, ma. So I find you very strange in a good way, because we've been advocating here that when things like this happen, women should begin to speak up. Why did you decide to speak up against your husband, which is not the norm? Why
My
are you...
sister, I'm a mother. It breaks my heart. You need to hear the gory details of what has been done to this child.
Oh, my God.
It breaks my heart. I have a girl as well. If Femi can do that to my niece, who calls him daddy, he can do it to his child. I owe that child the truth, regardless. I owe her justice, regardless, because I have a girl child as well. It is the most difficult thing for me to do. I wake up every day with anxiety and palpitations. But I just have to do it.
All right, let me get a few questions in for you.
To hear the gory details.
Oh, my God.
In the 12 years you've been married, have you ever had any reason to believe that he is unfaithful, or he's had side chicks, or...
Ophelia.
My sister, some of the stuff is ex. Don't forget that he's been married before. His ex-wife reached out to me, and some of the things I'm hearing now, they beat me. A typical Nigerian man, he has his day with some girls, but I remember I tell him that, God does not give you second chances, or God doesn't give you a third chance. If he's giving you a first chance, you mess it up. He's giving you a second chance, you're messing it up now. You may not have a third one. Unfortunately, there's a pattern to this craziness. Because exactly what is happening now, it is what has happened to his first marriage in England.
Wow.
The ex-wife reached out to me out of the blue and said that, I heard your story. This is the same thing this man did to my niece in England, that my niece had to be putting a knife under her pillow to sleep, so that whenever he comes, she brings out the knife to wave him away. The same thing he did. I just received some gory videos of him that he did himself, having sexual relations with patients in the hospital in England, and he himself videoing it himself without those people's consent. Patients with hospital bags in their hands. I am as
Okay, let me ask you this question, because as I said, these are difficult times, and as BC alluded to, a lot of women won't do this, what you're doing, which is coming out, and because this means that your marriage is possibly, obviously, over. But the question is, why are you abroad? Because there are questions of why is she over there? Why is she not coming? She wants to fight this. Why is she not fighting this here? Why are you not in Nigeria?
My sister, this matter from the beginning, from the day I learned about what he's been doing, I never kept quiet. I went to Antony police station myself at like 1 a.m. to document the incident. Nobody prompted me. I went there myself to Antony police station, and that was the first port of call. That was where he confessed to the DPO himself. I'm not abroad because I'm running away. I came to Harvard for a course. I'm running a course in public policy at Harvard University, Harvard Kennedy School. So that's why I'm here. I'm done in a few days. I will be back.
Okay.
This is my second module. My first module was sometime in April. Okay. So I've been coming to the U.S. for my first back and forth.
Right.
All right.
So it's not like I've done everything I need to do.
Okay.
I believe that the law should take its course.
Okay.
I have documented it.
Okay.
I have spoken out. Several tests have been done to my niece.
Right.
She's going through therapy. My children are going through therapy.
Okay.
Would it interest you, my sisters, that my daughter saw the dad once undressing her cousin?
Undressing her.
Undressing. The daughter saw the father.
Going to therapy.
Let me get a few more questions for you.
Yes, so you've sort of answered what I wanted to ask. Everybody in the house, including your children, should go to therapy because, yes, a witness is almost as good as the victim. Is going to be messing up their minds. I wanted to ask you, how ready are you and how far are you willing to take this matter? Because one of the reasons people don't come out to support this sort of matter is after a while, you start hearing appeal from family members. Okay, now it's okay. Let's settle out of court. Let's settle out of police. You see your husband and all that. How willing are you to go very far with this case to see that justice is done for the little girl?
My sister, you don't want to be in my shoes at this time. This is the most traumatized, the most difficult, the most agonizing times of my life, and my family as a whole. Like I said to you, we had done 2 police stations, Antony police station, the state command. He had been arrested and detained twice, and I never had a better resolve to see this through than I have now.
Right.
Because even he has two grown children in England. 2 grown children, 27 and 21.
Wow.
As I speak to you, those children they don't even bear his surname anymore. Because the same thing he's doing to us now is done to those children, and they don't want to have anything to do with him.
All right, I'll come to you, YK, because one of the most difficult parts of my job as a moderator on this show is that the most hardest is always put myself in the shoes of the other person at all times to be able to have and elicit various angles of this story. So if I were your husband at this time, I would say these are mere allegations that there's nothing wrong in a man having a past. My past is behind me. I married this person, and she's mistaken, and there's no evidence. There's no clear evidence. Yes, I was confessed maybe under duress. I confessed under duress, but is there something this man can use to hold against these allegations? Because I'm trying to see how where his perspective is, because he's a very popular person, very known, and this case hasn't even gone to court. It's been months. So what do you think is causing this delay? Is there something that he has that he is using against you that is causing the police to hold on and not taking this to court?
My sister, like everybody, we all have our past. I don't have any skeleton in my cupboard. And it beats me like every other Nigerian that with this enormous evidence is still not being charged to court. Like I said, we have done everything we need to do. He knows I'm not lying. The child is available for any interview or interrogations. We've gone through all of those.
Right.
And I don't know why, he seems larger than life. I married him, so I know who he is. And I'm not going to be bringing innocent people into all this because I know it's not all that there is that he's claiming to be. So I believe, I want to believe that Lagos State has zero tolerance for such.
Right. Let me get one more question for you.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
The truth and justice will prevail.
Okay, let me get a few more questions for you. Go ahead, Mikey.
Now that you're abroad studying, doing your course, where are your children now?
My children are abroad with me. They're presently enrolled for online classes.
And your niece?
My niece is safe. She's with family.
Right.
She just finished her WAEC. She's awaiting. She's presently
Right.
Learning some graphics work. She's waiting to take her exam.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me ask, what's the official situation of your marriage at the moment? Are you separated? Are you divorced?
The marriage, Femi was arrested from the house on the 30th of November, 2021.
Okay.
And we have not been together since. They have come back to the house since, because there was a restraining order and there was an undertaking it took that he is a risk to the children and to my niece, because I'm the legal guardian of my niece. So we've not been together since 2021 November. But I heard that recently he's gone back to the house. But I'm abroad. I can't possibly be taking care of two locations.
Let me ask you a question that boggles my mind. If his ex-wife had so much information of what he did, why didn't she charge the case to court? Why is there? Because I don't think there's any criminal proceedings against him in the UK. Because if there were, maybe it would have been easier for you to find out. Maybe you don't have married him, but obviously she didn't pursue the case in the UK. I'm assuming.
Okay, I was not there at that time. Like I said, she reached out to me.
Right.
The information I got was that the patient he did it to in the UK at that time, which I saw the videos, they were 18. And the woman said that he paid the patient off £10,000 each to testify that the sex was consensual. So that was the reason why he was not, prosecuted. Because I think 18 is the age of consent. However, the hospital, according to what I was told, I wasn't there, so I don't know. So what I was told was that the hospital had a camera as well that saw some of the things that he did,
right,
and asked for his dismissal or his resignation. I don't know,
right,
because the story I was being told by Femi when we were about to get married was totally different from some of the things I heard.
Right, Mikey.
Yeah, because I know that in England, if there is child abuse, there is no bribe, there is no police, you will go to court.
Oh, we lost that call. She was saying they're consenting adults. So since they're adults, they had to, according to the story,
but
it could be paid off.
She said a story about the hospital. That kind of story that happened in the hospital, they would have arrested him
immediately. They would take it.
Criminal offenses. And I had wanted to ask, because I've heard where he has said that it's a vendetta because he moved back to the house. So I wanted to ask her that if there's any truth to that.
I also wanted to ask the position of Femi's family on this matter? What are they saying? Are they supportive, or have they just cast her aside that you want to expose our son? You know, just get a perspective. But somebody sent a message here, Evelyn K on Instagram. It says, Mrs. Remi Olaleye is a champion. She has done this sacrifice to all the women of this world. I commend her courage, and God will see her through.
So I guess that's part of the learnings, because when I mean, it's easy to say these women have started again, you know, men bashing. But you see, the truth is that a lot of women hold their marriage in such sacred position that things like this happen, you just hush,
even their own daughter, they won't say anything because they want to
when we see
protect.
a woman who is able to come out in the midst of this kind of thing, we must celebrate and acknowledge the work she's done. However, we must ensure that justice is served, that that child, the most important person in this entire conversation, gets proper healing, and in that her perpetrator, if indeed he is the perpetrator, is arrested, and this matter is taken to court. He's prosecuted, as Baba Ijesha is in prison. He ought also to be in prison if indeed these allegations are true. But it will be heartbreaking if this story is not taken to a logical conclusion. Because what we are seeing right now, we're waiting for the police to push it forward, and nothing has happened so far.
It seems like he's just balling.
And he's...
I'm told she's back. YK had a... Remi, are you there?
Yes, I am.
YK and BC had a question. Let me start with YK's question. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've heard stories of him saying that it's a vendetta that you are pushing against him because he moved back to the house. And I wanted to ask how true that is, and why is he saying that? I mean, why is he saying that?
Thank you, ma'am. It's ridiculous how there will be a vendetta against you because you moved back to the house. I don't understand. It's childish. It's ridiculous. Number one, you haven't lived in that house for 10 months. You broke protocols, brought police, unmasked police, and breached estate security and jumped the fence, destroyed burglary, destroyed doors to gain access into the house. When I was called by the estate security that, oh, madam, somebody come, he said the husband broke into the house. I said, that's okay, leave him. I have a CCTV, I can watch the CCTV of the house remotely. So I saw everything that happened. And it doesn't bother me because I can't possibly be in two places at the same time. And it cannot take away the fact that this is what you did.
Right.
Why were you arrested from the house on November 30th, 2021? Why, if you are upright, why do you have to bring unmasked police and thugs?
Right. Let me get a few more questions in for you, Remi. There are some important questions I need you to answer before we go. Go ahead.
So first of all, I want to ask how his family members are reacting to this story. How are they taking it? Are they supportive? Are they not supportive?
That's my goodness. That is a story for another day.
Wow.
And that's really ridiculous, really unbelievable.
Okay. Then how is the girl? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry?
Go ahead.
You know, unfortunately, it's so unfortunate because I thought I had an excellent relationship with the mother. Anybody that knows me know how much I take care of Femi's mother. In fact, she has a name for me. She calls me a Babi. This is a child that I should have birthed. But unfortunately, my niece confessed right in the presence of Femi's mother. But she turns around to say, when my niece was confessing, Femi's mother was like, oh, Femi Pani. But she turns around to tell me, what has it done that they have not done before? Every single member of the family are against me. They know their son, they know their brother, they know what he has done. They are the ones gaslighting me and sending threat messages, in gaslighting, manipulating.
Well,
his mother was even sending me Gory's voice notes.
Wow.
But there are allegations, Remi, that you also maltreat this young girl in question. I mean, there are various stories around saying that you don't even love, I've heard this, that you maltreat the girl and that you lied that you're in Nigeria. There's so many stories out there. How do you respond to those who are saying that you manipulate the girl?
My sister, the child is alive to testify to all this. I am solely responsible for this child. I have pictures. And Femi has never contributed a dime to this child's education. I am fully responsible for her. She's happy being with me. Her mother is alive to testify. This child is alive to testify. I had never touched her before. The first time I did was in November. And she even, when she was at the police station, because some of the allegations he is sharing around that, oh, I did her. And the child told them on video, I wasn't even there at the police station, that my auntie has never touched me. I was rude to her, and I aggravated her, and because I was frustrated. That's why I was rude. I was like, Mommy, can't you see what I'm going through? So, I mean, you know, when someone is down, they can say anything, but the truth remains constant.
So let me ask.
I have videos.
Yeah, let me ask this question.
Videos?
How?
You have videos of?
I have videos of, you know, holidays my children, that's my niece inclusive, we've taken. I have videos of how, when the times were good. I have videos of how, now that she's traumatized, and the child is available for anybody to reach out to ask questions.
Okay, ma, how is this child doing now? What's your assessment on her mental state? I know that you said she's going through therapy, but is she a bit more open up to you now? Is she giving you stories? Did she tell you the reason she didn't report when this started? How is she doing overall now?
Her mental state of health is a bit more balanced now, thanks to the wonderful psychologists that have been working with us. She's more open now. She's more brave. And above all, she's consistent. Because I said to her, I said, my dear, because even me, I was shocked. I said, my dear, did this man offend you? Did I offend you? I don't want you to lie against him.
All right, Remi, let me pause here. Let me pause here, because the truth is that these kind of stories, it's always important to get both sides. I mean, as I said, that's the hardest part of my job, is that I must always find that other angle. I've tried to reach out, but the producer has tried to reach out to Dr. Olaleye himself. He's not willing to talk to us at this time. But as I said, the various angles that people are saying that you maltreated the girl, that there's so many other factors which we'll consider, but it's important.
I have the children, the girls' school. Sorry to cut you, Morayo.
Yes, ma'am.
My niece's teachers, they can testify. Up until recently, they knew that I wasn't even a biological mother. Up until recently. And the teachers are saying that, Ma, we are ready to speak out. I take care of her. Anybody that knows.
I'm getting a message as I'm talking to Remi. I'm getting a message from various people telling me that this girl was coached on what to say. Okay. I'm getting that she was coached, that Remi is a liar. I'm just getting so many messages from different sources on my phone right now as I'm talking to you.
You know, like I said to you, there's only one constant thing in life, and it is the truth.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the Lagos State government has a forensic interview department that can interview this child without me being there. The truth is constant. It may take a while, Morayo.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to gain. It is like I said, it's the most difficult thing for me to do.
Right.
I wish anybody that says she was coached should put herself in my shoes.
Right. Okay, let me let you wrap up.
Did I coach the people in England? Because there's a pattern to this thing. Did I coach his children in England? Did I coach his ex-wife's sleep? Did I coach the patients that are already testifying against him in Nigeria that he did same to them? Did I coach his former staff? I have 2 of his former staff that have reached out to me. Did I coach them as well? Did I coach his former staff that he was sleeping with?
Let me read the
That
message.
reached out to me?
Let me read the message from Adeto. I know she said she knows you very well. She said that you shared a few lies and that you went to meet the governor in Yankee, that you won the house. She said, I mean, there's a lot of things that she said that here. I mean, what's the relation with Adeto and how is she involved in this case?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't talk on attractions and say.
All right, let me let you go, Remi. I don't want us to dig further because I think this is an emotional thing for you.
It is an emotional thing, and you see, what beats me is that we're talking about human lives here.
Exactly.
And Femi is talking about a house, brick and mortar.
Yeah.
We're talking about the lives of your children. Does that even bother him? We're talking about the life of a child. Who calls you daddy? Well, you're talking about a house. I don't care about a house. I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
And he knows that. When I met Femi, he was living in a one room at Mapoluku. So that should tell you how far we have come. So I'm not, a house, he can have it. I'm not bothered about the house. We are talking about human life. Emotions, lives have been damaged. My daughter had seen you undress her sister. So we're talking about life. You are not even bothered about my own mental state of health.
Yeah.
You sleep with me, your wife, you go downstairs and sleep with my niece. This man knows the menstrual period of this child. If you don't have anything to do with her, what is your concern with her menstrual period?
Let me let you go, Remi. I mean, we have to wrap up. The show has ended, but thank you so much for sharing. Thank you very much for sharing your story. And we're still going to reach out to your husband to see if we can get his own side of the story too, because this case is such an interesting story because we can learn so much from it, and we celebrate your strength and your ability to come on the show to speak your heart. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
Just so our viewers are aware, we have tried to reach Dr. Femi Olaleye this morning, and he said he will speak to us at some point, but not now. He's not ready for a conversation because this, as I said, are allegations. As much as a woman, we like to understand where our other woman, our female self are coming from. I definitely understand and empathize with this story. But it's always important to hear all the sides. And let us hear that part and know exactly what transpired. But at the end of the day, no matter which side we are on, a child is involved.
Yeah.
Something happened to that child. And I think it was Dami, the princess, was saying that there is a medical report that this girl was molested. They have something from Marable Center, evidence that this girl was molested. So if that happened, all the other factors are really secondary. Something happened to that girl. And that must be properly investigated. And the perpetrator, whoever it is, must be brought to book. I think that's most important in all this. That's all we can take on this show. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.